Hey,
What?
did you get them?
I may have distracted him with a kiss and snuck them out of his jacket.
My mortal.
Let's go. What's Sam researching now?
I think he's just cataloging books right now. Ah, now this, Sandra, this is just the kind of relaxation we needed after the day we've had.
Oh, Carly, we've got someone in the back seat again.
Oh, bloody hell. Oh, it's you. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Don't mind the demon blade.
All right. Well, you know Dean's house rules and baby. Driver picks the music, shotgun shuts his cakehole, and the ones in the back enjoy the ride, idling in the Impala. So it's just me again doing a quick little intro. This is part 2 of our discussion on the show The Boys. And this is where we start talking about the man we know we are going to love. To love? Hate to love? Hate to hate? Hate to hate, maybe. We're going to hate to hate, but we're going to love him anyway. So, we're talking about Soldier Boy. Here we go.
But I mean, we've dragged it out this long. Let's talk about the fucking 10 minutes of screen time that Jensen got.
So the one thing I was going to say is, and I think I mentioned this, Eric Kripke, torturer. I don't know how many freaking times they mentioned Soldier Boy in one episode. I think it's like 100. And I'm like, can you please? Can you please? We know where this is going. Why are you doing this? Like, either just don't. I mean, it's obvious it's going to be a big plot line, right? But it's like, we were 3 episodes in and I was like, I should have known. And I was feeling that too. I'm like, they're not going to show him for a while. They're just going to like make mention. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe they show him next episode.
Oh my God. It was just, I was so hyped. I was like, yes, Jensen, they've got to put him in the first episode. They've got all these Supernatural fans waiting on him. And then episode 1 passed and I was like,
well, Ted was like, oh my God, there's a picture of him, honey. And she like grabbed my hand.
Like, oh, that's cute. Oh my God, that's cute.
Look, it's Soldier Boy. I'm like, yay.
That's cute. I love that. There was pictures. Pictures and stuff in the
some video, right? Like I think they did video in the second one where it's like they superimposed him with all of these old reels, old film reels. They like put him in place of other people with celebrities and famous individuals. Very Forrest Gump.
And then of course we get to the end of episode 2 and there's still, because I was thinking that maybe because they like episode 2 is when they really start to focus in on like finding Soldier Boy, because episode 1 is them realizing that the last year of working for the CIA has kind of been bullshit. And it's not going to work. And then episode 2 is
so they're trying to find, they realize there was something, some weapon that was able to kill Soldier Boy, right? And they're thinking, well, if we find out what that weapon is, maybe we can use that against Homelander. So that's like why they're trying to figure out more about what happened to Soldier Boy. And then along the way, you hear about how awful he was and all the horrible things he did. And again, you get back to the whole idea of Soup's not really valuing human life in general and just leaving a lot of carnage behind. And in the case of Soldier Boy, it has something to do with Mother's Milk. I think his father was, I don't know if he's a lawyer or a reporter, but I know he was doing research about trying to figure something out along the lines of Soldier Boy. And
he was killed.
He was killed for something related to that. So I'm still a little fuzzy about if it wasn't MM's family directly, but it was like the connection that the dad had to trying to find it out that, ended up, I guess, putting him in danger. And then it became a thing that MM has also carried with him. And he has like a whole like murder board or whatever. Like I was like, oh look, Supernatural again. It was just like,
it was really familiar. Just it was like pinned up bits of paper. So yeah, the thing. See what had happened, y'all, is when Jensen was cast to be Soldier Boy, all the boys fans were like, oh, you don't know what you're in for. And all the Supernatural fans were like, no, we're ready to see him play a bad guy. He's been Dean for 15 years. It'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And then because Jensen's Jensen, he kept fucking just mum on everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the only things he's mentioned is he had his ass out the first time he was filming.
Yeah.
And that Herogasm was awkward as shit to film.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't, like, he didn't like give us any like sneak peeks or behind the scenes or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think over time, like the warnings that the fans of the boys were giving us, like, oh, you don't know, he's such a massive bell end. Mm-hmm. We kind of were like, no, it's Jensen. It can't be that bad. Yeah. It's fine. And then as we've got closer, this was certainly the case for me, as we've got closer and closer and we've seen like more sort of like promo pics of Soldier Boy, and there's a video that's going around, and I don't know if it's cut from an episode or if it is just promo, but it's Soldier Boy like doing I'm Soldier Boy and you shouldn't do drugs or something. It's just like a PSA kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just I would describe it as watching Dean without the 15 rating meet drunk Jensen in a dark alley, and they have this incredibly funny baby. Because it's like it's all of the like, you know, the brash, cocky, fuck you of Dean Winchester, but without the CW15 rating on his language. And then there's just like cocky Jensen in there, and he's making jokes. And I watched this promo, and it's fuck funny, really, really funny. And I was like, I won't hate this guy. I like, at best, I'm gonna love to hate him like I do Homelander. He's funny. It's gonna be fine. And then in season 2, in episode 2, Billy tracks down Gunpowder, and he has a like a complaint that Gunpowder submitted to Vought, saying like he's desperate to be taken out of Payback because he couldn't put up with Soldier Boy's unrelenting abuse. And Billy takes this to mean like sexual abuse and starts like mocking Gunpowder for it. And Gunpowder's like, that never happened in that like I'm totally lying kind of way. And I was like, oh no, he's a nonce. Oh shit. And I was still watching it with my husband, who hates watching TV with me because I pause things all the time and I like talk out loud about my feelings about them. He hates it. He was so done with me when we watched the final season of Supernatural because I kept like pausing to cry and Google shit. He was like, you're driving me insane. So I was like, oh shit, no, he's a nonce. Oh bollocks. I can't love to hate someone who's an actual fucking nonce. Like, for American people out there who may or may not know what nonce means, it's a lovely British word for paedophile, effectively. But it gets thrown around in a lot of ways. Like, it can mean someone who is attracted to children, but it can also mean someone who's a sexual predator, or, you know, someone who's been accused of sexual assault and rape and things. So, you know, it's a bit interchangeable.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh no, I can't.
So at the end of it, though, does Gunpowder eventually say that he beat him all the time?
Beat him up.
I mean, he's going to be awful no matter what. He's probably done shit like that anyway. Yeah. But the fact that he was like beating, and then it ended up being the kid from Supernatural. So that makes it like even weirder and worse. Like,
yeah,
you know that character is going to be the character that has gotten beaten up. He was the little Antichrist in like season 5, and I'm like,
yeah, I think.
RP, do you do this on purpose?
I think it was a good thing to, you know, a good insight into his character though. And I would not have put it past Kripke to have put that in as the first kind of inkling you get into Soldier Boy, to throw a lot of us Supernatural fans who were coming over to the boys just for Jensen. Yeah. To be like, no, he's really a dickhead though.
He's
and
really like awful. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets rescinded, doesn't it? And he's like, oh no, he never touched me, just like smacked me around a little bit. It was just like hazing gone too far. I was just a kid. you know, and then you're like, oh, you know, maybe he wasn't a nonsense.
Yeah, still.
No, I could take him being a general asshole. That's all right. Don't touch kids. That upsets me. So that's sort of like, apart from, you know, sort of like the clips and videos of Jensen being the American soldier, and, you know, the whatever, the Captain America ripoff that he is, and he's in front of Congress doing this and he's doing that, and we get that, and then finally people in episode 3, he's finally there for about 5 minutes.
It isn't even 5 minutes. I swear, it's not even 5 minutes.
She timed it. I know she did. She's got it written down on a little bit of paper. Exactly how many minutes was it, Sandra?
No, I've heard it's 3, and I totally believe that it's like, in terms of him on screen talking, it's probably only 3 minutes. It's only 3 minutes, not even, probably.
But you know what though? It was
good 3 minutes.
Glorious minutes. So it's a flashback scene. It's not them finding Soldier Boy. It's Mallory's explaining about Soldier Boy. Like she knew him. She was there when he, quote unquote, died.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going through. She was in Nicaragua. They were doing whatever they were doing in Nicaragua. And Payback shows up, and it's Soldier Boy and Crimson Countess and Black Noir and Gunpowder and the twins and the guy with the bug.
Swatto. They called him Swatto.
And they made, when he came down and he put them away, they made a squelching noise. I fucking really didn't like it. It was grim. So, and there he is. And Mallory goes over and was like, you can't fire that. You're going to hit our munitions camp and you'll blow everything up. And he's like, yes, you're so rampantly attractive. You know, because he's like gross, isn't he? That's supposed to be the whole thing. And he's like, oh, look, you've got such a great body. What are you doing out here? Blah, blah, blah. And then it cuts to Crimson Countess frowning. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, no, this shit is going to be good. So we carry on with the flashback. And that's kind of all we see of him there. We carry on with the flashback, and he catches her later on when it's just the two of them. Mm-hmm. And he's not Dean cross with drunk Jensen anymore. I didn't get zero Dean from that, like at all. He's he comes on to her and she's like, that line has never worked with anybody ever. And he's like, yeah, it does. And she's like, no, it's people who are afraid of you. Yeah. That line works on. No. Yeah. And he basically, like, every guy you've rejected at a bar who then went on to call you a lesbian, he's like, oh, well, you camp lesbo. And he's just, it's disgusting. And I loved it so much.
I'll say he embraces all of the things that I remember from men who just expect a woman to just kind of be there to entertain, amuse, make them feel better. The fact that he says you should smile more is one of those things that triggers me, because I would get that a lot, and it would be like, it's not my job to smile for you, to make you feel better about yourself. So that was a big trigger. And the thing he did with his face, we always talk about Jensen's ability to act with his face, but he looked so unhinged and ready to blow and pop in that moment. Yeah. The twitching, the weird thing he did with his cheek. I've never seen him do that before. I've never seen that. Oh yeah. That cheek thing. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
and to add on to that, he's only really acting with half his face.
Yeah.
Because you can see his eyes, but a lot of the full facial expressions that we would expect from Dean, they're obviously not there. But yeah, exactly like Sandra says, it's for anybody who was worried that, is it just going to be Dean in a super suit? Fucking no.
Yeah.
This is not any character you've seen Jensen play. It's, it's this toxic, masculine, insecure, gross human, and it's fucking great. And he was on screen for 3 minutes. Sandra knows, she counted 3 minutes, and that was it. You had the initial scene. You had the initial scene where Payback turned up and he's fucking about with a grenade launcher or something, and she's like, stop that. And he gives her a come on, and she's just like, fucking stop it.
Yeah.
And then you have the second scene where it's them alone, and she's like, that's never worked for anybody. You stop that right now. And he gets really insecure on her. And then that's it. all we see after that is maybe 5 seconds. A fight breaks out at the camp, and we see maybe 5 seconds of him fighting, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
I think he does give her a hey, thanks. Like he points to her when she shoots the one guy that's about to get him, and he does a point, and then he's like,
I missed that. I'd have to catch it on the rewatch.
He like points at her like, thanks for having my back or whatever, like really split second, and then he just kind of like does some more beating up of people, and then ducks out in the back of the tent, and you just see. And then Crimson Countess just says, he's dead. And I'm like, he's not dead.
Come on.
See him.
Yeah, stop that. So yeah, and I'm
very interested in, I'm so excited. I'm like, please let this Friday, please. Like, just let him come out of the cryo chamber. Let's see. Here's the thing. How much do we think? Are we actually going to see Jensen's ass? That's my question. Do you think it's actually going to happen? Do you really think it's going to happen?
It has to. It has to happen, because if we weren't going to see his ass, he wouldn't have had it out. Like, if they were going to film him up to if they were going to like do a shot up or down his body, and they were going to film him up to his thigh, and then they'd pick it back up.
I just don't want to see a half-ass thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to see I want to see the whole thing. Like, don't give me just half of his like the whole thing.
I think we're going to get to see full back view.
Well, we're not going to see the front because we know there's a cocksock. So,
well, no, you see, in season 1, Translucent was just wandering around, wasn't he? When he was still alive, he was rocking it. But, you know,
he said in an interview. Jensen said in an interview he's wearing a sock. So I don't think we're going to see that at all.
I haven't seen that interview, but I bet you nobody fucking said to him they make them in your size, like that lady did to Jared. There wasn't even in Supernatural, it was in another movie, and he was like, and he used a sock to put everything in, and she's like, they make those in your size. And he deadass, if you haven't seen the interview, people, deadass puts the fucking mic on the chair, walks off stage and goes and hugs her. It's fucking hilarious. He cracks up. It's the greatest. It's one of the greatest interview moments, or like con moments ever. Goodness. So I wonder if anyone asked him, but that's good to know. Bless him. Amazon protected his dignity. That's cute. I like that. But no, see, that's the thing. If there wasn't going to be any ass, they'd have just given him a pair of like flesh briefs to wear.
Okay.
So there has to be ass.
So that might happen on Friday. We might see that on Friday. I think the internet's going to explode.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's going to be a thing, isn't it? For certain.
It's been exploding forever for the past couple weeks now with stuff. I have a feeling it's going to go insane. But yeah, I'm really thrilled for just him acting wise and like all of the stuff that's been happening. I think for him with this, you know, the experiences, and again, like, you know, he doesn't care either way what I think of it, but I'm just happy that he's getting all of that I think deserved attention outside of just, you know, the little CW bubble and the Supernatural fandom that even though it's mighty, it's still small in comparison to a lot of other fandoms and outlets and things like that. So it's nice to see. And I was glad to see that he was, my husband said after, like, it was actually the next day. He's like, you know, because we were watching Supernatural, we had an episode in. He's like, you know, I didn't see Dean in those 2 minutes of seeing Soldier Boy. I'm like, well, that's quite a thing for, you know, Hubs to say. So I was like, okay, well, I'm glad. I'm like, that's good. That means he's doing his job. And I like that people are going fresh into not knowing who Jensen is and just seeing him as this character for the first time and getting that. So yeah, I think I'm excited. There's a lot, at least there's something to look forward to on Friday. Yay. I'm like, yay.
Yeah. I think this will be interesting though, because this is like, he's been on Supernatural for 15 years, you know, probably longer than 15 when you take into account COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And then before that he was on like Smallville and Days of Our Lives, and didn't he do a thing in Dawson's Creek? My point is, he's been on a lot of like like daytime TV, and then he was in Supernatural, and he didn't really do anything. I mean, he made those terrible movies, but that's we won't blame him for that. Like Jared made a terrible movie as well. We won't blame them for that.
Yeah, they needed to make some money.
So I think this will be interesting because this will either, being on like a streaming platform like this, and you know, sort of like the press and the promo and the exposure that comes with it, it's either gonna like light a spark in him, and he's gonna do more of that kind of stuff. You know, he's maybe gonna get in with Amazon or Netflix or something. I mean, probably Amazon, to be fair. They're not Netflix, let's put it like that. But so it's either gonna, like, you know, entice him and draw him in, or it's gonna send him running back to the CW kind of style. And we know he's already got like the thing with the Winchesters coming up, but I'll be interested to see which way it goes now that it's, because you couldn't really call it before because nobody had seen what it was going to be, and he hadn't really done any kind of like promos and stuff like that. But I think I'll be interested. And I have to say, the fact that he's signed on to do Blue Sky, and the fact that he's got the Winchesters, both of which have taken place after he finished filming The Boys, I think maybe he was like, nah, this isn't for me, you know?
Or it could be it could be a thing where if they do it anything like they did with the what ended up being the bad guy in season 2, which was Stormfront, he just doesn't have a very long arc after season 3. You know what I mean? It could be that the character itself just doesn't show up again. Or if he does, maybe. Well,
that's it. Do we know if it's even been renewed for season 4?
I think it has been renewed for season 4, but I don't know what that means for the character of Soldier Boy. You know, I don't know because really when you think about it, they're going to have 3, right? They're going to have Butcher, Homelander. If Soldier Boy's as badass as he's supposed to be, he's going to be the third wheel, right? Like, I don't see that being a thing where he stays around for very long, just in general. So I don't know. Like, I'm wondering if he's just the baddie for this season, maybe a little bit into next season, and then that's it. Or Jensen's just like, I'm just gonna fly everywhere and do everything, and I'll just, I can be here and then I can be there and, work it out. So I don't know. We won't know really until the end of the season what happens with his character to even get an idea if he is going to be coming back or not. So it'll be interesting to find out. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he's just gonna, do the safe stuff, but I don't feel like I feel like for him doing that, but like you said, he's trying it out. So I want him to do other stuff though. I really do. Even if they go back and do Supernatural reboot, just do it.
No.
If they do it for like a limited series, do it
on a streaming platform where we can see
all the stuff, and have Kripke involved in it, because then it's going to be the stuff that they always wanted to do but couldn't on the show. And then you get to see that. I'd like to see that, even if it's just for like a limited series thing. I'd like to see them back, not right away, but
I wish, and I know it was COVID and everything else, but I wish he'd had more chance to do other things before he jumped right back into the Winchesters, because I think that's gonna pull him like back into the CW and back into that world, and that's a world he knows, and that's where his friends are, and he knows that world, and I think he'll stay there. I mean, I wish he'd had more chance to do, like if COVID hadn't have happened and Supernatural 15 had finished and everything, and he'd have had a chance to go and like do The Boys and then do this and do that, and had more opportunities to work with those bigger networks, bigger streaming platforms. I think that would have been really interesting. But that's maybe because I'm so sick of hearing about the Winchesters, and I'm not going to watch it, and I just don't fucking care. And I'm just like, you could have done anything, Jensen, literally anything. Let him go, babes. Like, you ended the fucking season. Both of the brothers are dead. Just let it go. Do you know who doesn't give a fuck about John and Mary? Literally everyone, babe. Fucking everybody. Shit me, you could have made a season about young Sam and Dean. with Colin, how did you get so hot Ford, and that kid who played Dean, whose name I can't remember. You could have, you couldn't have done it with Colin Ford and the other guy because they're like too old now.
Yeah.
But you definitely could have got like some kids in.
Yeah. Yeah.
To do that. And, you could have had us do like, like driving around in the country. You probably would have had to get someone into, you might have had to get Matt Cohen in to play John, because I think JDM would have been too old now.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt Cohen would probably have been the right age. But like, you could have had them like driving across the country and like go to stay with Bobby. Like, I would have fucking watched that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch this shit.
Yeah.
And do you know why? Because I know it's all fucking pointless. Because whatever shit he establishes, not like Warner Bros. Establishes, I'm not going to pin all this on Jensen. Whatever canon they establish,
it'll get wiped.
Know it's all wiped.
Yeah.
In Supernatural anyway. So like, genuinely, what is the point? It's like going back in the X-Men timeline and trying to establish some canon when it's been reset, 3 or 4 times now. Like, fucking just, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But I haven't heard any hype about Walker getting renewed for a season 3. So I'm hoping that's in the fucking bin. Jared can move on with his life, preferably go and do something on Amazon, on Netflix, where I might get to see his glorious, glorious ass. But mostly I want him to do something that is fucking Walker, because it's so bad. And then we know Misha. I'm still about Misha. I'm still not forgiving him.
But they were all like, we've got to get them back. We've got to get the trifecta back to the CW. And then
I tell you,
high water, that's how they were going to do it. So
I tell you, Supernatural finished and the CW's profits fucking plummeted. And they were in a boardroom going, fuck, now what? All right, well, we've got Jared. We signed him on. We need the other one.
Yeah,
no,
I just
not the
don't
one
know
with the blue
why.
eyes. No, the other one.
No matter what, it's like, I just don't. I get why you would go back to the CW, but when you complain about all the reasons why you couldn't do things that you wanted to do on the show, why go back? Like, it's a Warner Brothers thing. It could go to HBO Max or something. Like, other stuff could be done. Other projects could be. You could do all that, So yeah, I guess we're gonna see how horrible it is. I don't want it to.
I've got to be honest though. If you think about it, like Jared turns 40 this year, doesn't he? Jensen's like, he's 44 this year. Misha's older than both of them, I think.
A year younger than me, so he's 40. He's gonna be 48 this year, or he's already turned 48. Yeah, so he's 48.
So can you imagine coming out of a job that you've done for over 15 years, or like 12 in Misha's case?
Yeah, I can see that because I'm getting ready to do
yeah, but like, you've got to start again. Like, you're going off to do other projects, self-employed projects, but like, for them, that's all they've known for pretty much all of their professional careers, and then to turn around and say, well, start again now, go join a new TV show on a new
Stockholm
network.
Syndrome. They just don't know.
They're just like, oh shit, we know CW. They help us make really shitty cowboy shows that are garbage with dick compensating trucks and terrible acting. I can't judge Misha's show though. I haven't. I'll probably, if I don't tune in for it, I'll certainly grab some mostly because I want to see what CG they do on his face. Because the only version of Harvey Dent I know is the one from the Christian Bale movies, and that was cool CG. So I want to see what he does with that. But I'm hoping. Like, I feel bad because I genuinely don't want Jared's project to fail. But I'm like, fucking somebody other than me has to realize this is shit. Like,
you
really,
want him to be in something different. Like, again, like the main reason I was really excited about when I found out about The Boys was because once I started watching the show, I was like, oh God, I'm like, this is a good show. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm like, he's going to be a part of a really good show. Like, so if he fucks it up, it's because he has no, we've just been pretending for a very long time that he can do no, at least in my mind, can do no wrong. And he's a really great actor. But I think with Walker, it's just so many things don't, and again, I'm not the audience for it. You're not the audience for it. There's a segment of Supernatural fans that are the audience for that show. We are not that audience, because when I heard he was doing Walker, I'm like, why would you remake that god awful 80s show anyway? I'm like, I know Chuck Norris is like supposedly a badass or whatever, and everybody makes reference. I'm like, but it was a crappy show. I'm like, now you're gonna remake a crappy show? Like, what are you doing? And okay, maybe he's gonna put a spin on it. There was no spin on it that I was at all interested in. And I tried. I gave it a long time. I really did. Like I said, I will watch the Winchesters just to see what it's like, just based off of some things that I heard that I can't talk about until it comes out. But I want to see that play out. Like, I want to see that whatever was hinted at, I want to see if that's a thing. And then I'll be like, okay. And I like that Robbie Thompson is an executive producer and a writer on it. I really liked all of the episodes that Robbie Thompson wrote in Supernatural. I feel he had a really good grasp of character and all that. I hate John, not a big fan of Mary, but I want to see the weird, and seeing the trailer, it did feel very CW. It felt like what they did with the Archie comics in Riverdale, like it has that vibe to it too. And I don't think the CW can get out of that. I think Supernatural was the only show that didn't have that vibe because all the actors kept getting older. So they kind of just got out of it that way. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, and Gotham Knights might be pretty good. I already kind of sort of watched one season of Gotham, so I feel like it's going to be the same thing. And I wasn't too big on that.
Gotham.
So I know
Gotham
it's the
Knights
kids,
is something
right?
to do with the kids, isn't it?
Yeah. And I feel like they did that a little bit with Gotham, where it was like, it was young Batman, but it was still the same premise. You got to see the characters when they were younger. And I feel like Gotham Knights is kind of just doing a riff off of that. And I don't know. I don't know. And I'd like to see Misha out of a freaking trench coat. I mean, come on. Like, does he really have to wear another trench coat? Like, now that's some Stockholm syndrome. If you're going to still wear like
he
a
likes
trench coat.
It. He likes it. Leave him alone. Coat. He likes it. He tweeted about it when he announced that he'd been he was joining. He was like, I asked if my character could wear a beige trench coat because I don't think I'll feel comfortable wearing a suit with that one ever again.
God.
Oh, do you know what? I went to Google it to see if there were any pictures, and I'm looking at his pretty little face, and I'm like, I can't stay mad at that smile. And then I'm like, fuck you, yes I can, but I am struggling with it. Like, I'm now having to put effort into not forgiving Misha. Like, it's now become an effort because I look at his pretty face, and I'm like, you were just a fucking idiot. Like, I genuinely don't think you were being malicious. You were an idiot. But also, I'm personally offended by what you did. And I'm not ready to forgive you yet, Misha. Yeah. You're still on the couch, babes. I'm not ready. There was a lot
of high, right? And then it went straight down. And like I said, I've talked about it before, that when seeing him on stage with Jensen in that one-on-one when Jared wasn't there, like the panel, seeing them open up and stuff about like certain scenes and things, it was great to see. And then to know like a day or so later, all of the ridiculousness and the awful stuff that he did, that he waited so long to make it even worse. It's just, we're not gonna, if we go down that road, we'll be on another.
No, we have a thing for that one, don't we? I think we already.
I have it saved. I'm deciding
Sandra,
when to put that out there.
Yeah, no, Sandra saved me expressing my feelings on the Misha comment. I'm bisexual. I'm not bisexual. Kind of thing. So we won't dive into that. But I don't know. I'd like to see them
do something
all
different.
Of them spend some time doing something different, but I equally completely understand they're all in their 40s, as fucking scary to start again. Sandra will attest, I wouldn't want to start again, and you've got like, you've got this TV show that probably everybody, and you're friends with like all the cast, all the crew and stuff, and the execs and, you know, to move away from that and go to something completely new and have to start again. I get it. I do.
Yeah. I still think they can. So out of everybody, I think I'm just gonna. I think Jensen will try. I think he will. I'm gonna cross fingers on that. I'm gonna cross fingers. He gets an offer to do different things, and he tries them because he really is talented, and he really should do other things. But if Dean Winchester is the thing he's always remembered for, that's not the worst thing in the world. That's a wonderful thing to be known for. But he can still, what has he got to lose? He's either a dude that just does cons for the rest of his life and still makes a shit ton of money for at least a little while, milking the con thing, you know, but try the other stuff now. You've got, the spark is there now. See if it catches. Try. That's all.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that I'm so disappointed in Walker, because I know Jared can act. Yeah. Anybody who's seen Supernatural, we know he can act. He's a really talented actor. And I'm watching him just piss it up the wall in this shitty, not quite a cop show, not quite a family shit. Like, I don't even fucking know what you call it, but it's pants. And I'm like, baby, you are so much better than this. You are so much better than this. You can do better. You are better. You know, please. Like, you had maybe a good vision for this. You had a good idea. You had a good vision. But for whatever reason, it's not come together properly. So throw in the towel at the end of season 2 and go do something else.
But no.
You know, shit. Join Misha on Gotham Knights. Who the fuck would you? We'd find somebody for you to play on Gotham Knights. It's fine. Please don't join Jensen on the Winchesters, because then we'll just have Sam and Dean all over again. I can't do that again, guys. I can't. I can't hear their voices and not see them on screen. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our recap of the first couple of seasons of The Boys and what we thought about it and what we think about the new episodes. And we're all on the edge of our seats for next week. Is this finally going to be the week where we see Jensen? It's going to have to be, because it's going to be like halfway through at that point, isn't it? There's only 8 episodes.
It better be.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, 3, 4 times. Shame on you, Amazon. Shame on you. It better be. I'm gonna be pissed. I was so mad when we got to the end of episode 2. I was like, I have Jensen blue balls. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna fucking wait for 3 minutes of Jensen in episode 3. So
that's why I was like, Ted, we're watching all of these now. I'm like, because I have a feeling it's not going to happen. So let's watch them all. He's like, okay, we're gonna watch them all.
Watch them all. I was still sick. Still sick, but I got up and I was like, no, now is the time. Like, we're doing this. Even if we have to pause so I can go puke, this is what we're doing. I didn't. It was fine. I didn't. Like, I got through it all. But I was like, no, we're watching all of them now.
Oh, goodness. Well, on that note, Carly, I'm going to try. We're going to see if we can release this on Tuesday. So we're going to try to wrap this up so that I can let this lovely thing download and then do my editing and put some things in place where they need to go. So we need to tell people where they can find us and make sure that if they like what they hear, that they follow, they like wherever they're listening, they subscribe wherever they're listening, and help us just keep wanting to do this.
Yeah. We love this. We want to keep doing it. We love that you guys are out there and we're listening. And just in case, like, Sandra's a machine, so I'm sure this will be out on Tuesday, the 7th.
This week is going to kill me, but yes.
I just want it noted. If you are listening to this on Tuesday, the 7th of June, or any date thereafter, this is recorded on the 5th of June, 2 days before it's due to go out, because we are busy as shit.
Yes.
This is not a good time for us. And we were like, we have to do something because it's going to be relevant. People are going to be wanting this.
They're going to want to do this. They're going to want to listen. So Okay, so let's go through the different ways that people can reach out and connect. So if you would like to email us, you can email us at idlingintheimpala@gmail.com. On Twitter, we are idling in the letter D Impala. And to reach out to me on Archive of Our Own, I am known as Drasna. On Twitter, I am S. Kyle Wrights. That's SKYLEWRITES. And then I have a website where you can find my original fiction, and that is at sandrakyle.com.
She's a mess, isn't she, guys?
Mm-hmm.
She's so fucking organized. She brought paper to this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You ask her about her online presence.
It's all over. I got my notes that I have to read to remind me.
That's why she's so organized. She knows. She's like, it's just disorganized chaos and I have to fix. So as I make this joke every single time, I am an agent of chaos in every aspect of my life apart from this one. So if you want to reach out to me, you can find me on AO3. I am Kali Karma. However you think that might be spelled, I guarantee it isn't. So it's KARLEE and Karma as you would spell it normally. And I'm exactly the same on Twitter, Kali Karma on Twitter. Same profile picture in both places, just in case you think, I wonder if there's two people out there with a weird spelt name. Same profile picture, probably me. So, reach out to us. Let us know if you were hyped for the boys for Jensen, if Jensen got you into, catching up with the boys. What did you think about his 3 minutes on screen? Are you excited for the character? Did you see Dean in those 3 minutes, or did you see another character Jensen might have played? Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. You've got the email. You can reach out to us on Twitter or reach out to us individually. And it's also worth noting as well, Sandra has done another podcast, podfic reading for us, because she's lovely and she knows what kind of stuff we like. Yeah. So tune in on Fridays for her reading of Professional Distance, which is a Dean Winchester, Donna Hanscom fic, which is fucking amazing. And really her reading of it is also fucking amazing. And if you feel like you might want a bit of a cry, if you think, you know what, the world is not enough to make me cry right now, if you scroll back a little bit, you will find Sandra's reading of our collaboration with Dandelion Dreams, Perfect Day, which is, well, let me tell you this. I wrote part of that. I wrote the middle bit, right? And I still cried at the end. And I wrote it. It was my words. I knew what was happening. I knew how it ended. And I cried. And then I cried at the end of all of it as well. And again, I wrote part of it. I knew exactly what was happening. So it's sad and it's emotional, but it's a thing all three of us are really proud of. And Sandra has done an amazing job reading it. So go listen to that. Or go give it a read. The links are in the description on that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks for listening to us ramble and talk about something a little different. And we will see you, or you'll hear us. How about that? You'll hear us on the next one. Yeah. So we'll talk to you soon, guys.
Will. Speak soon, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Bye. Uh-oh.
What?
I just got a text from Dean. It just says car now.
Oh no. Busted.
Yeah, we got to get baby back in the garage before Dean has a panic attack again. I can't cope with another, somebody stole my car.
Well, thanks for coming along for the ride. It was great catching up, and hopefully we can sneak out again soon and not cause Dean to have major palpitations in the process.
Yeah, ideally not. You know how he gets. It was really great catching up, though. We hope to see you again soon.
Bye.